unexplainable experience last night. So about a week ago, I was walking around my apartment complex at night, listening to tunes as I enjoy doing that often. The neighborhood I live in is very woodsy and only consists of apartment buildings that are spread apart. It gets pretty dark outside. There are lights by the buildings, but the main road in the neighborhood is always dark, with there being barely any street lights. It can be pretty sketchy walking around at night sometimes, but I got used to it over time. Anyway, I go out on my walk like any normal night. I leave the lit area around my building and walk up my building's driveway on the dark main roadside walk and start walking. I was walking for a while when all of a sudden I notice in the far sky there was a random little orbish flicker of light floating in the sky. It looked really far away, like a helicopter or something, which wouldn't be weird because right beyond the tree line of my neighborhood, in that direction, there was a hospital. On some nights I would hear the emergency helicopter and see it fly over the neighborhood to the roof on the hospital. But this specific night I was confused because I didn't hear anything. It was just this light in the sky. The color of the light was the same color of white Christmas lights, if you know what I'm talking about. It grew brighter and brighter. At first I thought it was a meteor. It looked like it was moving around very slightly. I'm walking toward this light on my street when I decide to text my girlfriend about what I'm seeing. While walking, I look down to my phone and open my phone camera. When I look up, the sky was obstructed by a tree branch from a tree that I was next to. I move out from under the tree and nothing, no more light, just the dark sky now. Kind of weird, but I didn't think much of it at the time. I just kept walking and eventually went in, nothing weird happened or anything. But this shit, I can't really explain this. So last night I go for a walk around the neighborhood again. I walk for about an hour and start to get tired. So I decided that I'm going to go in for the night. So I'm walking in my drive way towards my building. I notice a guy leaves his car in the parking lot. He makes his was towards the building. He was going towards where I was going and gets to my building door before me. He just starts waiting there. I'm like, damn, this guy looks sketchy. I just want to go in. So I'm like, okay, I'll just lap around the fairways one more time and go in after that so I can avoid this guy and wait till his goes away. So I turn around and walk up the driveway again. I start walking on the sidewalk along the road. I look back and notice a car pulled in and picked that guy up. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't mind walking around one more time. I was planning on it anyway, so I keep walking instead of going in. So I'm walking down the sidewalk. I get about 20 feet from my building's drive way before looking back again. I didn't turn around fully, just to my right. I noticed a girl sitting outside her window smoking a cig on another apartment building. No big deal. When I looked back behind me, I was expecting to see just an empty road and sidewalk. But I was startled and got caught off guard. I didn't see him at first, but I saw a man about 10 feet away from me with a big tan coat with a collar, a scarf covering his face, and a hat on, walking slowly in my direction on the sidewalk. Now, I just wanted to say that I don't have headphones in. It's quiet, and it's dark. I didn't see anyone behind me before that. I had just checked about a min before when I crossed the road to get on the sidewalk, and I didn't hear anyone run up or walking behind me at all. I would have noticed. So now I'm like, fuck this. I turn back around, start speed walking to quickly get around the corner that's about 10 more feet away from me, so I can turn right onto a street and avoid him walking behind me. I turn the corner and look back expecting to see him walking down the road, but nothing. All I saw was the girl sitting on her window smoking to my right. I looked to see if he turned around. Nothing. I checked across the street and still nothing. He literally vanished. He was nowhere. I didn't hear running or footsteps. I didn't see him anywhere. There was no cars on the road. He couldn't have gotten picked up. In the less than 30 seconds it took me to turn that corner and look back, the man who was just 10 feet away from me was gone. Just nowhere to be found. From where he was standing, I just don't understand where he could have went without making a sound. There wasn't any possible route that would get him out of sight that easily and quietly. The creepiest part about this is I couldn't see his face at all, and I realized later in the night I had seen the same guy in the exact same spot as the orb I had seen earlier in the week. The exact same spot. I'm not sure what I saw. Can someone help me out? Was it just an apparition or some creepy sneaky guy and the orb in the sky was just a coincidence? Who knows?